Many of us are familiar with chiropractor care for back troubles or maybe for a stiff neck, but what about developmental delays in children?
TCL reporter Kelly Hansen is introducing us to an Apple Valley family who says routine chiropractic adjustments change the lives of their 5-year-old twins. Here's their story.
Twins Avery and Elias are big kindergartners now, but starting school at 5 years old was something their mom questioned.
They were early for twins. They're 35-weekers, so we've had some NICU time.
Because of a difficult childbirth and a difficult first few months, the boys weren't developing how they should have. In fact, their little brother seemed to be getting ahead.
So I had a friend who sees Dr. Casey, and she referred us here, and the improvements we saw have been awesome, so we've been coming ever since.
Chiropractic care seemed to be the answer for the Stroh family.
They just weren't hitting their marks developmentally. Speech, walking, talking, all of that was a little slow for them.
Family chiropractor Dr. Casey Moore says developmental delays and diagnoses like ADHD or ADD are a sign that the nervous system isn't functioning like it should.
Rather than labeling it or trying to treat it, we look at it as a sign that there's some dysfunction. So we start to find that dysfunction and do what we can to improve it so that they can strive to have a better life. They have the advantage to live more.
When we talk about how your brain controls the rest of your body, we call it the communication highway in our office.
Family chiropractor Dr. Heather Steckling says if there's a developmental delay, that communication highway is bumpy.
So a really good example is if I put my hand on the hot stove, that's my touch sensation, sends information up to my brain, and then my brain will then respond and send a signal to my hand to move it away before it gets burnt.
Let's go get a sticker.
To smooth out the highway, the boys began getting weekly adjustments and have done that for 3 years now.
Well, after even their first adjustment was probably life-changing for them.
They began to sleep better. Their speech improved.
Their balance improved, and they started hearing and seeing things like they'd hear the garbage truck drive by, and they'd never done that before. They were catching the planes in the sky, and it was kind of fun, and they weren't tripping everywhere.
The boys were able to start school right along with their peers, and a month into kindergarten, things are going great.
It's been life-changing for our family. We've gotten our boys back. We feel like we've slowly unwrapped them. They've been like this little puzzle, and we've kind of put them together.
If their nervous system's functioning as well as possible, you can cut down on the distractions or the irritations. They can sleep better, they can learn better, they move better, balance, coordination, all of it.
We've discovered who they are. Their personalities have just blossomed because of this, and it's just been really fun to watch them grow and become who they are and to be right up with their peers and gaining with them.
Well, so happy that that family is doing so well. So Kelly, when we hear about this communication highway, okay, what does that mean? Chiropractors want it running smoothly. So how do they actually track? How can they tell where you are and then how you progress?
Right. So they have a machine in their office where they scan. You may have seen it in the video. I think we have some more video where, as you can see, there's actually a scan that they do. They have it at the beginning of their care. Then there are some check-ins. I actually had my final scan last night. Things are looking great.
Yay.
But it's really interesting. It can show where there's a disruption and whether or not there needs to be an adjustment in certain places. So I've actually got Avery's scans. He had it done. These are 2 months apart.
Okay.
And as you can see on the bottom, it's way bumpy, real bumpy,
sure.
way to the right. 2 months later, look how straight that scan is. And it just shows a little, at the top where his neck is, there is some miscommunication there still. But they're seeing this chiropractor every week, routinely, and so things are just really keeping in line.
All right, so families, obviously, we're trying to find ways that we can best care for our kiddos. Somebody wants to learn more about this, what can they do?
Well, mychildschiropractor.com is a great resource. There they have 7 local chiropractors that are on this website that are part of this group that specialize, or they treat a lot of kids. They treat hundreds of kids a week, more than that. So they really know what they're doing. Pediatric care is really their main focus. So they've got them all over the metro. You can choose where you live and find out. That's right.
Good info.
Thanks,
Thank you, Kelly.
You're so welcome.
Hey, if you would like to find out if chiropractic care could be right for your family, we have posted a link to help find a family chiropractor at TwinCitiesLive.com. A big thanks to mychildschiropractor.com for sponsoring our show.
Next up, more from M at a big sale at the Minneapolis St. Paul